Hey guys, welcome to the daily analysis for today, which is December 27th, and it's a Thursday. It's around 3:30 p.m. here Eastern Standard Time, and so today we're going to again just take a look through our major pairs, kind of see what's going on in preparation for the new year. Most people are not trading right now, including us, but we still want to track these charts and just be prepared for what's going on and make sure that we're paying attention to the market so that we're not caught off guard when things are happening in the new year. Alright, so that's what we're going to do today, and we'll see what news announcements we have, and then we'll get back into it. And as you can see, for tomorrow the news is pretty light. Pending home sales is actually the only red tagged event going on tomorrow, and so other than that, the market should be pretty clear of major unexpected spikes, although again the liquidity is pretty low, so spikes can happen really without news. But either way, that is our major announcement tomorrow, and other than that, not much going on in the fundamental side of things. Alright, now we just want to quickly cover our terms here, which state that the daily analysis is not for investment advice. It's just an educational video that is our opinion of the market. It's not to be taken as investment advice. Any decisions you make to risk your own money is between you, and you should talk to a financial advisor. So if you need to understand those more thoroughly, please go ahead and read them. I'm going to go ahead and move over to our actual charts. Alright, so today I want to start off with the pound dollar. The pound dollar obviously made a very bearish break, started heading down, and has continued to some extent. Now today was a little interesting because it started up with a spike to the upside, then reversed right back down, and then at one point came all the way down to like 1606 and was looking like a very strong bearish continuation, but now it rose all the way back up and it's kind of just sitting right on the base of where we were when we started, or excuse me, when we opened yesterday. Obviously a little bit of indecision here for the pound dollar, and we'll see if it can continue. The pound is losing against the dollar to some extent today, despite the fact that the euro went up significantly. So an interesting note there, and we'll go ahead and check the euro to kind of show that comparison. Alright, and you can see that the euro is blue for the day, made a significant amount of pips to the upside to show some blue color, sitting again above our base here around 132, obviously still not breaking the tops of like the 133, the next zone, and heading upward. Something like that has not occurred yet, but is still definitely possible. Now there's kind of a fight because the euro wants to rise up against the dollar, and the pound appears to want to move down, and again it's very unlikely that either of those will happen for a long period of time. That the euro will go up and the pound will go down. That typically does not happen for an extended period of time, so there's kind of a fight going on amongst both pairs as to which way it's going to eventually break, either to the upside or the downside, and whichever one does break, it'll be pretty likely that that's a relatively long-term situation, just because of the critical point that we're at now. So that's the euro dollar, again making some bullish ground, while the pound was significantly bearish. And now let's look at some other dollar crosses to kind of continue comparing here across the market. Alright, next you see the AUD, which is continuing to try to build a little base. You can see the double bottoms here, trying to build a base right at the 1033 level, and looking like it wants to at least come up to get a retest here. Has not made any ground yet, but it's really only been 2 days, so we'll see if tomorrow there's a little bit more bullishness pushing this higher. It will be a Friday and the end of December, so liquidity you expect to be very light, but that doesn't mean that there won't be any spikes of price to these higher levels. So that's the AUD, slightly less bullish than the euro, but obviously more bullish than the pound. And now let's check out the USD Canadian. Okay, and here we have the USDCAD. You can see that the US actually rose slightly against the Canadian, so that means the US dollar gained strength against the Canadian and the pound, but fell against the AUD and the euro. And you can see that we're sitting right at this 38.2 Feb level, which corresponds with some of the other natural resistance that's in the way. And so a break of this level obviously would put us to our next level, which is the 50 fib, and corresponds with our major reversal point here. And then obviously the next fib level is the 61.8, but not as much of a of a level as the 38 and the 50. So this is kind of the range that we're in, the middle of here, and then also the kind of wedge that we have forming here, and that's where price has been locked in for the past several months. So we'll see if we can get a break of the USDCAD. Price, begin to push up slightly today, but there has not been a great history of follow through lately on the USDCAD. So we'll see if any of that can happen during this last few days of the year before the market opens up really in 2013. Okay, so the euro pound obviously very bullish. As I mentioned, the euro going up against the dollar, the pound going down, which means the euro pound very bullish. Broke through this resistance level and didn't even look back so far since it broke the top. We've had 3 bars in a row since it broke the top. So one thing to look out for is to see if this comes back to retest this level before going higher, but as of right now it's looking pretty bullish. 3 very nice bars in a row for the euro pound and moving toward higher highs. Now we'll see if it comes up and kind of continues the channel, because it's pretty parallel so far in terms of the upward movement, and so this would be a level to watch out for if it comes up in this range for a pullback. But as of now, looking very bullish, and we'll just see how high it can get again before the 2013 year kicks off. Who knows, it could be up past 83 by the time we hit 2013. Alright, and then lastly, I just want to take another look at this US yen, which is still an absolute rocket straight to the upside, breaking through levels like there's no tomorrow. You can see this level is broken, retested. We just came through our next level, and a very slight retest on the lower time frames, and now it's moving toward higher highs, which again, the one thing to look at as far as our next major level would be around 88, actually slightly higher than 88, which is where this level comes into play, and that has some room. Actually, that's about another 200 pips away. So so far we've covered about 1,800 pips. There's about 200 more pips before our next major level, and we'll see if it gets there. There's a good chance that it'll come back and at least test this tomorrow with the tail bar or something before moving higher. But with the way this US yen is moving, there's no really assuming that it's going to come to pull back at all. This thing is just an incredible mover straight to the upside. Pretty amazing, really, to watch. So that's the analysis for today, guys. Again, we're not really advising trades and getting into the market at this point. But again, it's good to just kind of keep a view of the market, make sure you're comfortable with what's going on, and prepared for trading in the new year. Alright, any comments or questions are of course welcome as always, and I'll talk to you guys soon.